Hey, this is Mrs. Sharp, and I'm going to do some half-life problems with you for tomorrow's LTA 3.8. Here's our first example problem. This one's dealing with some radioactive plutonium-238, which has a half-life of 87.74 years. Only 3.125% of the sample remains radioactive, and we want to know how old the sample is. So remember, step one is to always find the number of half-lives that have passed. This is my key to that because I see that I have 3.125%. Originally, the entire sample was radioactive. After one half-life passed, 50% was radioactive, and the other 50% became stable. After two half-lives, half of the radioactive sample became stable, so only 25% of the sample now is radioactive. After another half-life, we went down to 12.5%. After a fourth half-life, we dropped down to 6.25%. And finally, after a fifth half-life, we get to 3.125%. Just dividing by 2 because that's the definition of a half-life. So 5 half-lives, old, while one half-life is 87.74 years. If we have 5 half-lives, and in one half-life, there's 87.74 years, then we must have to multiply that number by 5. So 87.74 times 5 gives you 438.7 years. That's how old our sample is. So there's one type. Second type might look like this. Here I have a mass of a radioactive sample, 541 grams. I know the half-life, and I want to know how much will remain, and that's in grams, after this amount of time. So remember, step one is to again find the number of half-lives. It's been 48.12 days. This says my half-life is 8.02 days. Days per half-life. So if I divide those two, I get exactly 6 half-lives. Now for step 2, if it's been 6 half-lives, that means I'm going to divide the sample's mass in half 6 times. So I'm going to take 541. If I divide that in half once, I get 541 divided by 2. I get 270.5 grams. That would be what's radioactive still. And divide that by 2, I get 135.25. After 3 half-lives, divide by 2 again, I would get 67.625 grams. A fourth half-life would be 33.8125 grams, getting closer. After a fifth half-life, 16.900625 grams. And finally, our sixth and final half-life, 8.453125 grams. That would be, of that original huge 541 grams, only 8.45 grams of it is still radioactive. The rest is still there. It's just stable now. So I hope that helps. I hope you're gearing up for tomorrow. Best of luck. I'll talk to you later.